Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Chelsea and this is my second video of 2018. The first I uploaded a couple days ago and it was a recap of my 2017 and a little bit of a highlight of what I want to accomplish in 2018. As you'll see over the next couple of videos, I'm trying out different setups, backgrounds, how this camera works, because I do have a new setup now. I have the Canon 80D, which my gracious mother got me for Christmas, and I also have a MacBook that my father got me for Christmas, so that way I can also edit these videos and then be better quality than when I was filming and editing solely on my iPhone 5. I'm still trying to figure out the settings on this camera. I changed the ISO, the aperture, all that good stuff. I've been changing them for each video, for each setting, hoping to get the best quality out of each shot. It's going to take me a while to get used to it. I do only have the kit lens. It's the 18 to 135 millimeter. I purchased a camera when I was 18 that had the 18 to 55 millimeter lens, so I'm going to be changing back and forth in between those, seeing which one I like, and then probably within the next couple of months I'm going to go ahead and buy a new lens as well as a microphone. If you did watch my last video, I did do a little bit of a highlight reel of like what I want my 2018 to look like, and in that video the keyword I used and what I'm going to continue to use for what I want my 2018 to look like is ultimately growth. Growth in every aspect of my life. Growth on YouTube. And by growth on YouTube, I don't necessarily mean subscriber count, views, anything like that. I mean growing my ability to edit, film, set up a camera, just generate better quality videos. That's the type of growth I'm looking for, and that growth lies within me. It doesn't lie within any number that could come from views or subscribers. While growth in that aspect is great, I don't think that's a reason to start YouTube, because if you go into it with that mindset, you're not doing it for the right reason. Another aspect that I want to grow in is my mental health. Now, what I mean by that is getting myself to a better place and the way I think. I tend to gear more toward worst case scenario thinking. I don't always go, okay, the ship's sinking, but there's a lifeboat, we could get on that and get away. My brain immediately goes to, oh my goodness, the ship is sinking. We have a lifeboat, but what if there's a hole? What if while we're getting away, a shark comes out of the water and snatches us up? Like, I go way beyond worst case. So I really need to get my mind in a healthy place. Start thinking more positively, because what you give, you receive. And if you wake up with a grateful heart, good intentions, and positivity, you'll receive that back. That's how I believe. That's not how everyone believes, and that's completely fine. I believe that, like I said, what you give, you receive. And that's not saying you won't have bad days or even horrible days or miserable days, and you won't go through trials and tribulations and grief. You're going to go through those things. What I mean by what you give is what you receive is if you, even in those moments, if you have a grateful heart and you have a positive mind and a positive attitude, you're going to get through those things easier than if you go into them with a negative attitude. And believe me, I've gone into plenty of things with a negative attitude. That's why I've made that resolution for 2018 to look at things more positively. Because when I look at things more positively, it seems as though this mountain is really just a molehill. And if you've ever heard that saying, you're making a mountain out of a molehill, that's me. That is my personality type. It's just who I am. And a lot of people use that's just who I am, as an excuse to stay that way. What I want for 2018 is to recognize where my faults are, recognize where I can grow and change as a human being, and do those things. That's what I mean by I want 2018 to look like tremendous growth for my mental health. Now, on the path of health, I also want my spiritual health to grow. And for me, this is actually number one. I probably should have mentioned this first. But I want to get closer to God. I am a Christian. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, I believe in reading your Bible, and I had started 2017, and all the way up through June before we moved, I was reading my Bible every single night before I went to bed. I would really like to get back into doing that because I just felt more at peace. It actually helped me with that positive mindset that I was trying to get into because I was feeding my soul. And it was causing me to have a much better outlook on life. I was getting closer to God and my faith was strengthening. Therefore, my attitude was getting better and positivity just radiated out of me. I want to get back to that place. Only this time, I want to start reading my Bible in the morning because now I'm actually on a good sleep pattern. I usually go to bed around 10 to 11 and wake up between 6 and 7. So I want to stay on that, and I want to start reading in the morning, feeding my soul before I start my day so that I can have a better day, starting my day with a grateful heart. That's really how I want to grow spiritually. I want to get back in church, stop overbooking work, and making sure we can actually go and get spiritually fed. I also want to start Bible studies here at my house with my husband. Me and my husband used to do this back when we first got married. It was never like a ritualistic type thing. We never did it constantly. It was more like a hit or miss thing, but we still did it. And then it just kind of dropped off and we haven't done it since. I really want to get back to that because I love, more than anything, growing spiritually with my spouse. So there's this diagram I saw on Pinterest. It's got a triangle, and you've got your spouse and you and Jesus, God's at the top. And when you're working your way toward the peak, toward God, you get closer together. And that really spoke to me, and I really want to get back to doing that. I want to start growing spiritually with my husband. Another aspect of my life in which I wish to grow is in my physical health. But I'm also aware that the other two have to come first. Spiritual and mental health, I have to get those things right before I will be able to fully invest in my physical health. And I say that because if you don't heal your mind and your way of thinking from constantly hating yourself, and I've been there, like I've lived in that hatred for myself for so long, and I thought I had broken out of that last year. I have videos on it, and to look back at them and realize, no, you really still did. Or underlying tone was, I hate myself, I need to change. It wasn't actually, you've been diagnosed with insulin resistance and PCOS, you need to better yourself so you can eventually start a family. I feel like if I start working mentally and spiritually on myself and healing myself, the physical health will come naturally. I won't have to force it. I won't feel so hateful and resent it so much, because whether I fully grasp the concept or not and fully wrap my mind around it, I resented my diagnosis. I resented that I had let myself get to that place. So while I thought I was correcting that and making it better, I was actually treating myself worse because I had gotten those diagnoses, but covering it up with the fact that I was trying to get healthy because of the diagnosis. I don't know if any of that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So what I want to do this year is work on mental, spiritual, and then physical health, and make them this big trifecta of just health all around. One of the first things that I did to start the year off, I wanted to make a vision board, but I didn't want to go get the big poster board and all that good stuff. I'm always on Pinterest every day. Let's face it, let's be real. I am on Pinterest. So what I did was I made a 2018 vision board. And don't get me wrong, I probably will go print this out because it is something, it's called a vision board. You need to visualize your vision for that year or that month or whenever you're starting this, whenever you decide to make that life change. So I'm probably going to, without a doubt, go get the poster board and print all of these things off. But I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to put off tomorrow what I could do today in a small different step. So I went ahead and made the board on my Pinterest. I was pinning several things. I have yoga photos on there because I really want to get into yoga, start stretching, start meditating, really get my mind centered and healthy. And I really want to start doing insanity because it's like a HIIT cardio type thing. And my doctor told me that that would be the best form of exercise for me. And honestly, I'm just not a gym person. I don't know if I'll ever be a gym person. just because of my personality type. I don't enjoy being around a bunch of people sweating and staring. I get very anxious in that setting. And we have a basement. So my husband and I have already discussed maybe getting a treadmill and elliptical for the basement or the upstairs, since we don't use the upstairs. Something to make an in-home gym. But I can definitely pop in a DVD and do Insanity for 30 minutes here at the house. So I really want to do that. John and I have never been on a honeymoon. We've never really taken a vacation. So we have several trips planned this year. We're wanting to take a road trip to the West Coast, up like through the northern states, come down the coast of California, and come back through the southern states and then come home. And we really want to do that. I did that when I was a child in the 6th grade. Not by myself, obviously. It was a family trip. It was the last family trip me, my mom, and my dad took together as a family. So it carries a lot of memories for me, and I want to create those types of memories with my husband. We also have a sandals trip planned for the end of the year, as well as a ski resort trip planned for the end of the year. We're kind of going from beach to snow within a month of each other, but the snow is going to come last because I need the snow closer to Christmas. I have things on my vision board like quotes: empowered women empower women. Millionaires on average have 7 different streams of income. I'm really wanting to open another business, have the 2 new vehicles we want by the end of the year. We have some debt we want to get paid off this year. And I've just compiled it all into this vision board. And I just have several things I want to accomplish this year. I don't call them resolutions. I'm not going to beat myself up at the end of the year if certain things don't get done. Life happens, things happen. You can't control everything. I do have that type of personality where I do like to plan things. I like to control things. I like everything to go bullet point down to the measurement. I prefer things to go that way, but they don't always go that way. And I shouldn't beat myself up over it if they don't go that way. I'm also not going to try to change every single thing about me because certain people don't like me. My theory is if people don't like you, if they come into something not liking you, no matter what you do, they're not going to like you. That's just the way it is. Why spend your entire life trying to make these people who don't like you? You're going to make yourself miserable. That's a different video in and of itself. I could go off on a tangent on that one. Me and my mama have been having this discussion. Anyway, that's kind of an overview of how I want my 2018 to go. Biggest takeaway I want you all to get from this is that growing is constant. You can always grow spiritually, mentally, physically. You can always better yourself. I simply want to be the best version of myself I can be. I don't want to be anyone else. I don't want to try to be something I'm not. I just simply want to be the best version of me that I can be and have some goals along the way to accomplish. That's what I want from 2018. I completely am open-minded to how this year is going to go. I'm looking at it with a grateful heart and positive thinking, and I really hope and pray and send the best vibes toward you all who are watching this for you all to have the most amazing year ever. Just be yourself. Be the best you can be. Don't beat yourself up. Understand that nothing and no one is perfect. Just work on yourself. Work on growing who you are as a person, and everything will fall into place. With that being said, if you all like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that red button. I would love to have you stick around. I hope you all are having a wonderful morning, noon, evening, night, no matter what time it is, wherever you are when you're watching this. I genuinely hope it's blessed. And I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye, guys.